Hello, my name is Dr. Susan Shapiro, and I will be your professor this semester. So I'd like to welcome you to 658, Early Literacy 2. So I want to give you a general overview about this class. This is the beginning of a series of videos that you're going to receive from me. They're called required lectures. And I do one at the beginning of each module. The reason why is I want you to learn not only what you're learning through the readings, but I want to spend this time also tying them all together to give you a little background information so that you understand what's been posted, why it's been posted, and how that really will inform your teaching. The outline of this class is it's done in 12 modules. During the time, you will be expected to submit everything in on time. So please don't try to get it all done right at the beginning or all done right at the end. It's spaced out for a reason so that you can learn at a certain pace. The other reason that it's spaced out this way is that you can learn from each other. Even though this is an online class, I really try to make sure that there are times that we can work together as a community. One of the ways that we do that is through something called Flipgrid, and there are some videos available that you are actually required to watch, which will tell you how to use Flipgrid. It is a virtual message board where we get a chance to see each other. We also have discussion boards, and these will pop up during the course of the modules. The discussion boards have a rubric that you might not have in other classes. The rubric works so that you have an opportunity to respond to each other, that you have a real conversation that starts to develop with each other. To that end, it means that you can't post everything at the beginning and then post everything at the end. You're required to post on 3 different days so that we have an opportunity to respond to each other and really talk to each other. So I'm a real stickler about these message boards, in fact, to the point that they shut after the due date. As soon as that due date hits, the message boards will be unavailable. So please make sure you get it in on time. There's no way to make them up. We have 2 major assignments in this class. The first major assignment is an IRI administration, an informal reading inventory. This is done with a child who is in kindergarten through 2nd grade. So my suggestion is start looking right now for a child of the right age group, because you really can't do it with a younger child and you really can't do it with an older child. So this is a really kind of tight age group that you need to find. If you can't find a child, I suggest that you reach out to your classmates because I don't have the capabilities to really help you find a child, but your classmates may. The final that we do is based on the IRI administration. So you're going to find out that there are some issues with the child's reading and what those issues are. You're going to analyze it. And then in the final lesson plan case study, you're going to get a chance to figure out, how can I make this better? How can I help this child learn? What are some strategies that I'm going to be using? This is something that you're going to use in your EdTPA. So it's really going to be very practical for you to start working on it now. For most of these assignments that you do, there will also be a video component. The reason why is I want your classmates to be able to see the wonderful work that you're doing. So I want them to see it. So I want you to be able to post it and for you to be able to respond to each other. Just in terms of what kind of professor I am and what the kind of things that I'm looking for. So when I give an assignment, they are very specific. They have a set of directions. These are not suggestions. These are really telling you exactly how I grade. So if it says, write your name in the left-hand side on the top of the sheet, that's something I'll be looking for. I didn't just put it in there. So one of the strategies that I would use in this class is create a checklist for yourself out of the directions. If you see the rubric, make sure you go back and check that rubric, because that's going to be very important. The reason that I'm such a stickler on this is because when you're doing your EdTPA, that's exactly what they're going to be looking for. Did you hit all the prompts? And then if you hit all the prompts, did you answer things with citations? Did you go back to the readings? These are things that I'm going to be looking for. Another thing that I'm going to be looking for is to make sure that it's all your work. So I am a big stickler on plagiarism. So I don't just mean that you've copied someone else's work and attributed it to yourself. That is definitely a no-no. But you cannot use any work that's been in another class, that you've turned in for another class, in this class. I check everything on a plagiarism checker. If it comes up positively, you will fail the entire class, not just the assignment. So please just be aware that I am checking. The reason why I do that is because you are going to be influencing a lot of little lives in your career and a lot of families. And I want you to be to use morals, to use ethics in everything that you do, both in your work and in the work that you do in your classroom. So it's a really good starting point right here to start working on it. So I'm going to ask you to do that here. I love to have people bring in what they do in the field into their work. So if you're working in a placement, I want to hear about it. I want to hear about your reflections. If you have children or your friend has children and it responds to it, you were a child and you had experiences, please bring it into what you do and into your discussions, because it's going to really be terrific for us. So that's just a basic overview. Please make sure you watch those required lectures. I am keeping track of who watches it, and it does reflect on your grade. Watch all the videos. Make sure you get a chance to use all your resources. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I can be reached via email. I can be reached during office hours or online meetings called Zoom meetings. So please feel free to reach out to me. And I look forward to working with you this semester and hearing all the wonderful things that you're going to bring to this class. Thank you so much.